Welcome to the D'Agostino Rose podcast. I'm Peter. This is Leah. We finally know who won the Super Bowl. Finally. After months of looking forward to this season, we're surprised by what the Super Bowl was. Even more surprised by who won it. Leo, what's your thoughts on, just overall this season?
Yeah, every person who loves the NFL always looks towards the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl this year did not live up to expectations, as it was a very boring game.
We'll be talking about the Super Bowl, and already, because this season is done, we're looking forward towards the next season. We'll have a mock draft. We'll have a cool thing that we'll do. And we're doing a 2-minute drill once again. Different special one this time. And we'll also be talking about extra things like MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Hall of Famers, and Derek Carr. And right now, just dive in case for whatever reason you were not watching the Super Bowl, which is really weird. I asked a lot of football fans, man, that Super Bowl was boring, right? And they were like, nah, I didn't even watch it. I feel like when I asked kids at school, more non-football fans said they watched it than actual football fans. Most kids, you've got to watch the Super Bowl. You got to watch the Super Bowl. But anyways, here's highlights from the game right now.
Ball fakes to Shaheed. Darnold downfield for Kupp. Cooper got it as he inbounds. They say yes. The Super Bowl 56 MVP takes Seattle into the red zone. Ravion Henderson checks in as the back, helps protect. May has to escape, and he cannot. Brought down for the sack. Derek Hall.
Good at that.
21 on that game. They tried to delay here. Nothing doing for Travion Henderson. Stacked in the backfield. Seattle had great penetration. 3rd and 15. Pressure comes from deep that time. And it gets there in the sack. So the secondary's been in the backfield multiple times. That's Witherspoon again. This time he got his man. 2nd and 10. Trying to get Walker to bounce to the outside. There he goes. Walker down the sideline. Kenneth Walker into Patriots territory. Might be out of bounds farther back around the 46-yard line. But a strong run by Walker for the first down. 30 on the game.
We had a chance to watch Kenneth Walker in practice.
Towards ACL in the divisional round victory over the Niners. Walker moving inside, and there's that speed to the outside. Pass Gonzalez on the edge and pushed out of bounds. Another strong run for Walker.
They were talking about respect inside this building, and you could feel it.
Here is May, again pressure back to him, and he's brought down. Riley Mills fought through the offensive lineman, and the rookie out of Notre Dame has a sack in the Super Bowl. 3rd and 3, protected initially. The front of the sideline, incomplete, blanketed by Josh Jobe.
JSN in the backfield now, he's been dangerous there.
Come the other way to Walker. Past a lot of folks. There he goes. Walker to the 23-yard line. 2/3 of the way through what is one of the worst performances ever by an offense in a Super Bowl. Can they change it? May in trouble. Cannot. Sack back at the 25-yard line.
This can't happen today.
She's still here. It's 3rd and 5. May's trying to step up. He lost the football. It's free, and Seattle has recovered. Byron Murphy falls on the football.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Seattle. First down.
Derek Hall knocked it out. The game's first turnover belongs to this incredibly talented Seattle defense. George Holani's the running back. Fake to him. Darnold to the end zone. Barber's got a touchdown.
But eventually the dam had to break.
4:50 to go. Trying to step up and shoot one downfield. It's intercepted. Ill-advised throw in the middle. Julian Love has it. Love 50. Love 40 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
I've got nothing for you here. It's going to drop back, and they're going to have a crossing route in here eventually. But there's just no way that ball was going to be completed. I don't think it got hit.
No.
And it really wasn't that close to desperation time yet to where you just have to put it in harm's way.
And the pick for Julian Love, 7th year in the league out of Notre Dame. One of the leaders of this Seattle defense. And he comes up with a pick here in the Super Bowl. Walker on the right, got a couple edge butts, and Kenneth Walker to the 25-yard line. In the stands. It has not been the game he hoped for. Still time here at 5.5, but this relentless Seattle defense continues to have a night. Their 6th sack. Byron Murphy.
They did get a substitution in there.
And they bring a pressure as well, and may get it knocked out as Witherspoon came under pressure, and Uchenna Nwosu is going the distance for a touchdown.
Same blitz, right? They're going to come here, they're going to go there, and here's the side, because as a quarterback, you have vision to that side, but he has not seen that blitz, and he hasn't had an answer for it. He did show a few answers, but you just have to sometimes tip your cap to the other team. They were physically tougher and stronger, and mentally they got the job done against us too.
And it comes out, and Nwosu comes up and gets it right out of the air. Sam Darnold's the first USC quarterback to start a Super Bowl, and Nwosu, another Trojan, fights on to the end zone. It's been an uphill fight all night for the Patriots. K9, as he's known, Kenneth Walker.
Welcome back here to the DeAugustino Bros podcast. As you just saw highlights for the Super Bowl, Seahawks Patriots, as we're just going to be talking about that. And Peter, would you like to start off saying anything?
Yeah, well, first of all, before we start talking about that, thanks to our cousin Ryan for teaching us how to screen record. We're going to be doing that a lot today and stuff like that. And yeah, the Seahawks, that video was on their YouTube channel. And anyways, so Super Bowl, it was just, as you can see, you saw it, this is a highlight film, so you saw no punts, but it was just punt, 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 field goal, punt, 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 punt. It was very, very boring game. And that's all it was until maybe the third quarter. It was 12-0, like final play of, or second final play or something like that. There was 10 seconds left in the third quarter. And then Drake May just fumbled. And then it was kind of like you knew it was over. But how about, we'll talk about the offense in a second, but the Seattle defense, the dark side, that's their name, unbelievable. They were amazing in that game. I think they had like 6 sacks or something, I think they said.
It was 6 or 7. And I don't mean it like that.
No, I think it was 6. But anyways, like Byron Murphy, I just want to talk about him for a second. He had 2 sacks and a fumble recovery. He was great in that game. He could have been a contender to win MVP for that game. Also, Kenneth Walker did because they just had no answer for him on offense. It was a tale, honestly, in my opinion, this game, though, it came down to the O-line. The Patriots O-line, I get it. It's not like, they're not the greatest offense in it, playing best defense in the NFL, arguably. Come on. You made it to the Super Bowl. Will Campbell was really bad in that game. And he's talking, like, I've been hearing stories about him. He was really bad in that game. There was a play for a sack where he actually pushed his guy into Drake May for a sack. He led up sacks and stuff like that. He was the 4th pick in the draft. If anything, I would think that he would be like the most stable guy at that position. He'd been good all year. He had no, like, their O-line had no answers for that defense. And that's what it came down to. But the Seahawks O-line, Kenneth Walker, yeah, he had a great game. I get it. But, yeah, it was the tale of two O-line groups in my game. Because the Seahawks O-line, every single time I saw it, it was Kenneth Walker, yeah, but it was mainly their O-line. There were wide open gaps, like when you are offensive lineman at football and you're running the ball and you want to run it through a hole. The whole point of it is to shoot opposite directions to lead a clear open hole. That's what they were doing every single time, and he would just run through, gain 10 easy yards, and then maybe break a few tackles or something like that. He was magnificent, in that game. But even better was the Seahawks offensive line. Go ahead, Leo.
Yeah. What I have to say is I want to talk about Drake May here. He just looked like nervous the whole game. I get being nervous. You're a second-year quarterback, first time in playoffs, and you go to a Super Bowl and you're playing the best defense in the league. But he had 2 interceptions, 1 strip sack, and got sacked a total of 6 times. But the 1 interception, not the one where it was deflected into his hands. The one where he went deep. That was a horrible throw. It was like right to the Seahawks defender. His wide receiver was like 2 feet ahead. So I feel like he just looked nervous. So I feel like in future playoff games, he's gonna get better. And if they do make it to the Super Bowl in the future, what I think I do see Drake May doing, I feel like he will have better games. I think it's just like that shows he's not going to be a Tom Brady, but he's going to be a great quarterback. Every quarterback tends to have struggles in their first Super Bowl.
Yeah, this guy is more athletic than Tom Brady, so I see the comparisons. I don't think he is Tom Brady level, especially not yet. The future is bright for this guy. I would not be surprised if they are a Super Bowl champion within the next 5 years. I would be honestly surprised if they're not. I think they're definitely contenders to win it all if they can get wide receiver core and O-line figured out fast. Because you got a rising young QB. He's only going to be young for so long. He's only going to be on his rookie contract for 2 more or 3 more years.
Yeah.
Depends. Probably like 3 more years because they're going to sign a 5th-year option.
Yeah.
But
if they only have that O-line, Will Campbell, and no one else is that good, and if they don't find good wide receivers, I see this team being like the Buffalo Bills. You have a great quarterback, Josh Allen, but you really have nothing else. You have a okay defense, but then you don't give him many don't give him many great players. The best besides Stephon Diggs, the best wide receiver Josh Allen's ever played with is Stephon Diggs. But besides him, it's Amari Cooper.
I guess. Yeah, I'd say probably Gabe Davis, but anyways, back to the Patriots. You said their only great offensive lineman is Will Campbell. Not in that game. In that game, he was the worst offensive lineman. I mean, I know he said when he got drafted for the Patriots, he was already fan favorite. He said on his draft night speech, he said, "I'm gonna fight and die to protect my QB." In that game, he was shoving his defensive tackle in his face and being like, "Here, go and make a play, Drake May." Not in that game. Not in that game exactly. And I haven't really watched him much, but from what I've heard, he's been very good this year. He's just got to figure out when he's playing better players. He's got to step up too. And Drake May, I don't blame him for the loss at all. I blame their O-line. I blame their wide receivers. Except I blame him for one of the plays that happened. All the other plays that he made bad throws, made bad plays, fumbled, threw picks, they were because of pressure. He had some pressure on that play where he threw that terrible interception. But for a QB in the NFL, for a pass that they said in the highlight film got deflected, I don't think it got deflected. maybe it was just pressure and he got panicked. That was one of the worst throws I've seen in the NFL. I mean, like, look, if I were to stand, like, right here, offset over there is where the ball came. Like, I mean, that's like if I'm playing football outside and it's a windy day and the ball just takes the ball the entire opposite direction. It's happened before, right?
Yeah, but it was indoor dome.
This is, no, but it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's Santa Clara, nicest weather, hardly any wind. Boom, you just throw the ball like that, 60-degree weather, great weather outside. Just throw the ball, and I get there was pressure, but you are more athletic than Brady if people are giving it that comparison. Roll out to your side and make that throw. It's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, what do you think that was? Like a 30-yard throw. That was, like, completely off, right?
Completely
Yeah.
off.
I'm saying, me and Peter play football a lot with people. Yes, there's no one blitzing at Peter, but Peter probably could have got that ball to me.
That throw 35 yards away, no, but
It was like 30 yards.
I don't know.
Well, if it was a shorter route, you would have been able to get it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, it was like completely off him. But now what I want to talk about is, I want to talk about Kenneth Walker.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that O-lineman was amazing, and I do agree. I think I give a lot of credit to the O-lineman for Kenneth Walker's performance in that game. But Kenneth Walker, I do think he deserves Super Bowl MVP.
Mm-hmm.
The O-linemen were giving him holes for like 10 yards. But the linemen were giving him holes that he could have took for 5-yard gains. He was taking them for like 12-yard gains. He was finding every single gap and breaking tackles. So that he had a great performance.
Yeah, and like that's one of the reasons, like 5-yard gains, 4-yard gains, even 3-yard gains. If you keep on running those plays over and over again, he didn't have a big workload. He only had like 20 carries or something like that. But sometimes the best thing you can do is chew up 2 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. Chew up the defense and just gain just small yards. Keep on going down the field. The defense is going to get tired. Then you can have your big pass play, whatever you want to JSN, who was hurt part of the game but didn't have a great game. Anyways, let's move on from that. And Leo, give me your Super Bowl contenders for next year.
Okay, I feel like on the NFC, a lot of people would disagree with me, but I see the Lions getting back out there for Super Bowl contenders. Yeah. I see the Seahawks Super Bowl contenders again.
I don't think they're gonna win it back to back.
Yeah, I doubt they're.
They would need to make a splash.
I doubt they're gonna win it back to back, but I feel like they're contenders. I see the Bears Super Bowl contenders next year.
Absolutely.
If Caleb does what he does last year, but just finishes it off, they were definitely going to the NFC Championship game at that time. And then Eagles, I think this is kind of gonna be a rebuilding year, not their best year. I think San Francisco 49ers, they're going to do good, but not Super Bowl contenders. So the people I see in the NFC in the Super Bowl is Bears, Lions, Rams, or Seahawks. And now, in the AFC, I'm going to go Broncos. And I'm going to go Patriots again. And I'm going to actually say just Broncos and Patriots is probably what I'm going with. Unless you think the Chiefs, which I don't. Because the Ravens, the Ravens and the Bills, they fired their head coaches. So that's going to be a first year for them in struggles. If those teams couldn't win a head coach with Sean McDermott and John Harbaugh, they're not gonna win a Super Bowl with whoever their coach is.
Yeah,
I
Joe Brady for
Joe Brady.
the Bills and I forgot his name.
Okay, but
anyways, I have NFC. You gotta go Seahawks again. I don't think they're gonna win it all though. Niners, I do have them. They didn't have Ayuk this year. They're probably going to draft a wide receiver. If not, they're going to get a playmaker. They're going to make a splash, I think. Not losing too much, except Ayuk, I'd say. Got a strong defense. Bosa's coming back. Kittle should be coming back. You got a great team around him. Rams, absolutely. 1 or 2 more years. Get out of Stafford. He's still in his prime. He still won MVP, which we'll talk about more later. I'll go Bears. NFC, that's about it for me.
What about the Lions, you think?
They're playoff contenders. But do you really think... I just don't think they're Super Bowl contenders this year. I think they're playoff contenders for sure. I don't think they are. I'll even put the Packers in there. I do think they are too.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Stop. They are. Just face the fact. They're Super Bowl contenders.
I disagree.
Okay. But anyways, other teams for AFC, I gotta go. It's Broncos, Patriots, and I'll go Bills, Ravens, and I'll go Chiefs too. Honestly, realistically, I'll say, as of right now, I were to think it would be. I really like the Joe Brady hire. I think it was time because you couldn't win the playoffs. I heard the relationship between Sean McDermott and Josh Allen wasn't always the greatest. It seems like from all I've heard, Josh Allen loves Joe Brady. I think it is time. I think it's between Broncos and Bills for them. NFC, I think it's between Rams and Bears. I think those are the 2 best teams. I think those are the 4 best teams heading into the season in the NFL. I could even put for the AFC contention the Jaguars. I've heard a lot of things about them. It could make a run for it. I don't think so, but anyways, that's why I'm done on this topic.
Yeah. One more thing to add. I'm not putting the Eagles, and you did neither. I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. I don't think the Commanders are gonna do well in the playoffs, but I see them winning their division. I see the Eagles struggling and going 9-8. Just with all the drama that AJ Brown brings every year, I don't think they're gonna be able to do what they've done the past 2 years, especially 2 years ago. This year, I see them going 9-8, and I see the Commanders 10-7 or 11-6. Probably 10-7. And my Super Bowl prediction for the 2026 to 2027 year is the Chicago Bears. I actually do see them. We almost beat the Rams, who almost beat the Seahawks. We should have beat the Rams, who should have beat the Seahawks. Correction. So I see the Bears getting the life. No matter if we have DJ Moore or not, we're gonna get some good stuff in the draft because I do believe we have a lot of picks this year. So that's why I'm saying Bears. And then I'm going Broncos. They definitely would have most likely won the Super Bowl if Bo Nix didn't go down. So I do see the Super Bowl being Bears-Broncos. But I don't feel like Caleb's going to be able to win the Super Bowl. So I have the Broncos winning the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl being Bears-Broncos.
Yeah, and next up we're going to be talking about, we have this tool thing. It's a NFL mock draft simulator. We're each going to choose a team that we want, and we're going to do all 7 rounds, a draft, and the computer will randomly select all the other teams who they pick. We just have to make the best decision for our team. It's kind of like a cool thing. You can even do it too. You just need to Google mock draft simulator, all that kind of stuff. And that's next on the D'Agostino Bros podcast. Alright, so this is mockdrafthero.com. This is what we're going to be using our mock draft for, and I'm having it set for half a second for each pick other than ours, so the picks will zoom by real quick. We will give before we pick for our teams. that we're choosing a recap of what just happened for the pick, especially in the early rounds. Just like what players got taken off the board. These are the ranks for the positions, and then this is the draft order all the way for all the 7 rounds. And anyways, Leo, let's see, what team are you going to choose?
Okay, I'm going to choose my favorite team, the Chicago Bears.
All right, he's going off his favorite team. However, I'm going to go off based off where I would want to be. Pick 5, the New York Giants. I just think you don't need a QB. Just go ahead and you get the top available player. There. All right, so I am on the clock at pick number 5. He is 25, I believe. Yep. You can trade. You can trade picks. You can trade up. You can trade down. We're only going to be trading away our picks. We're not going to trade up or anything like that, just because for the sake of time. You ready to start?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And not surprising kind of how the top 5 went. All right, top player available is David Bailey. They say I need corner, interior line, kicker, wide receiver, stuff like that. I'm going to go with...
Carnell Tate's available.
Yeah, it's between the wide receivers, Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson. I'm going to go with Jordan Tyson for a reason. I honestly think Carnell Tate's the better player, but it might be a good scheme fit because he played with Cam Scadaboo at Arizona. Might be good. They might work well together. I'm going to take Jordan Tyson. Carnell Tate just got taken. Leo, you're coming up here. Jeremiah Love just got taken. T.Y. Simpson just got taken by the Steelers.
Okay.
Jeremiah Love.
Just a slight recap.
Caleb Downs to the Bengals. You're up.
Carnell Tate was taken by the Saints, pick 8. So now, it says, our needs are safety, cornerback, offensive tackle, running back, linebacker, and edge. I think I agree with safety and cornerback because we're probably going to get rid of some of our safeties, maybe Brisker, maybe CJ, probably not Nashawn, maybe Kevin Byard. So we're going to need safeties and cornerbacks. I don't think linebacker's a big need unless Tremaine Edmonds retires. But I do think edge is kind of a big need. There's nothing really you can take here. So I'm going to go with...
Akeem
Mesidor,
I think.
out of Miami.
All right, and next up, I'm up. So wide receiver just took. Could go interior O-line. Could go corner. I think I'm going to go interior O-line. Emmanuel Pregon out of Oregon. Yeah, it looks good. I think I'll take him. And next up, I'm not sure who's going to be the next one up. Yep, it's Leo.
Okay, you could draft a wide receiver here.
That'd be if you get rid of DJ Moore, a wide receiver.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good wides. I'm just saying. But
So I'm saying, I don't know if the Bears are going to get rid of DJ Moore, because if we get rid of DJ Moore, I'm taking a wide receiver all day. So I'm going to act like the Bears keep DJ Moore and not get a wide receiver. And I'm just going to look at trades because there's nothing great. Okay, I can get a round 2. That doesn't even involve this pick.
You get 2 thirds.
Nope, I wouldn't want that. That's the 2nd and the 4th. And this is I traded 2nd and the 5th for a 3rd and the 4th. Okay, I'm gonna agree to a New England trade.
So you're back on the clock right now. Just traded back a few spots to gain the 4th later today.
And now I'm gonna get a linebacker Oh, yep, sorry, I didn't see him. No, I thought that was another wide receiver. I'm going to get D'Angelo Pounds, cornerback.
Yeah, you gotta get corner there. I think that's what you gotta do.
I was looking for a corner, so I was like, I might as well just get the one extra pick.
Yeah, I kind of pointed one out to you. So, but all right, you're back up again. I guess Giants don't have a third, or at least not early.
Okay.
Oh, Carson Beck, for the recap, just got taken.
Oh, yeah.
QB could be starting for
By
Miami.
the
And
Miami
Isaiah
Dolphins.
World.
I
who's
don't
good.
find that surprising, actually. Okay, I'm going to take safety Genesis Smith.
Okay.
What you can ask Peter about this. What I've been saying is the Bears' first round should get an edge, second round should get a corner, third round should get a safety. So that's exactly what I've done, and I got myself an extra fourth rounder.
Cornerbacks. Saying the big board, there's Will Lee. You could go.
You could see if
They need a kicker. Kicker obviously wouldn't go this high.
No, kicker would be like sixth round.
I say you need a corner, and so you got to go Will Lee, the third here. I'm not sure who's going to be next up out of us.
Me? Okay.
Oh, you got
Got
two back to
Yeah, because of the trade.
almost back to back.
So this thing says, I need a D lineman, a linebacker, and an offensive tackle. I agree with offensive tackle, so I'm going to take offensive tackle. Austin Barber out of Georgia.
A redshirt senior, so he's played a lot of ball.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there. My pick again. So I probably just need D lineman would be good. There's a D lineman down. Let's see if anyone
Rashad Berry?
would trade a bit down. Let me see. Indiana, that would give me no fourth rounder. What I need. No. And then Tampa Bay. That would not work. So none of those trades is what I need. So I'm just gonna draft a bit down D lineman.
That's
Chris.
Rashad Benny's not bad, but it's up to you, Chris. Or
Oh yeah, I
Rashad.
actually am gonna go Rashad Benny. I didn't know.
out of Michigan, stronger
And Giants
team,
up.
anyways. All right, Giants. Okay, so biggest need right now is either linebacker or kicker. Still, I'm saying it's too early for a kicker. Let me just see past few picks. Cade Kubiak has just been taken by the Cleveland Browns. Just a QB update there. Nothing else really eye-popping for players. Skyler Bell went to the Seahawks for a chance to win the Super Bowl. All right, cornerbacks. You don't need one. Linebacker, nothing's eye-popping, so I want to trade this probably. They're all for next year fourths. No, I gotta decline all those. Yeah, it's too early for kicker. I just say
Maybe get an offensive tackle here. Maybe just get an error or something.
Drew Sheldon. Yeah, you gotta protect. You gotta protect. That's a good point. You gotta protect Jackson Dart. He's took so many sacks this year, especially a mobile QB. All right, you're up again. Not I lost track of what round this is. I think it's 5th or 6th.
Mhm.
Maybe even
Okay.
4th. I don't know.
There's no linebackers.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's nobody.
I'm still going and I haven't seen a linebacker.
You're in the 200s for draft prospects right now.
And there's no linebackers.
Okay,
Okay,
just give up by now.
Yeah, I'm
just give
definitely
up by
trading
now.
this away. Trade.
They weren't offering me. Now, of course, you get a good trade offer from the New York Jets just right now.
So later 5th or 7th. That one's good. Ooh, a 5th or 7th.
Ooh, that's really
And
good.
a 7th.
Because wait,
Yeah,
that's the
probably gonna agree to that.
172nd. This is 175. That's a great
Yeah,
trade
and
offer.
I'm just going to take a look at this one. Round 5 and
It's
round
a
6 for
50.
26. I'm going to agree to
Yeah,
Baltimore.
that's a great trade. That's a great trade.
So
Oh, you're
I'm
back up
next.
right now. That fast.
Let's see if there's any linebackers.
No, you think there was a minute ago and you...
Okay, yeah.
No, of course not.
So I'm gonna.
A linebacker was just taken, though, just looking back. But he was 271. And he was taken at pick...
169.
Oh, my. That's a
So that
terrible
means
pick.
the top wide receiver.
Oh, my. That's the top linebacker.
Okay,
was
sorry,
271
Chicago. You're probably
ranked.
gonna need to pick up a linebacker at in free agency. Oh no, I didn't want.
Get Khalil Mack, huh? Right?
Yeah,
Don't even draft a guy. Get Khalil Mack. Look at running backs, maybe. Or just get best player available. CJ Daniels, not bad. I mean, 138 ranked.
I'm saying in this we're not trading DJ Moore. So we already have 3 Garrett.
Okay.
So you gotta protect Caleb.
Okay, not bad.
And I'm back on the board soon.
Round 6. 6. Okay, now I can start looking at kickers.
Is that my pick?
No, it's me.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, now just go ahead. I'm gonna get best kicker available. Sometimes sorry, it might get a little bit wonky for a second when you fill the proposition. I just have to look. Seems fine here.
You could probably
And-
wait another round to get.
I don't know. I want to get the best guy available, and Iowa usually produces. Oh, record-setting career at Iowa, 22 for 28, 41 of 42 at extra points, 44 game winner. School records for career field goals of 50+ yards. I'm drafting this guy. Oh shoot! I've actually pressed trade. Nope, I'm not even listening to offers. I'm drafting this guy. All right, let me get all positions again.
Honestly,
There.
Cars,
Oh, I get back-to-back picks once again.
you might want to trade actually.
Linebackers and safeties.
Do you get?
Kendall
This is safety.
Daniels. I'm looking at both of them.
But he's 5'11".
Team high 5 interceptions.
But he's 5'11".
That doesn't matter too much for corner. He had 5 interceptions this season. I'm getting that guy. That's a steal. I'll trade away this one, maybe. Later's a few picks down in
Heavenly
7th.
favors New York, so.
You know, for a 5th next year, I'm gonna do that.
That doesn't do anything this year, but
I know,
next year
but
that
I mean,
does.
technically this doesn't count because we're not doing year by year. But Kendall Davis still hasn't been taken, but Daniel.
Wow, do we have no picks for the rest of this? Oh, there's
No,
Bears.
you got one.
Oh, I have 2.
You got 2 more. Probably your last 2 picks if you want to get anyone. Linebacker, get a running back,
Linebacker.
or you could get running back for it.
But
Jamari Taylor.
I'm gonna be able to get linebacker next, so.
There, right there.
Okay.
Kevin Squarley Jr.
Go
You need a
definitely
linebacker. You need a linebacker.
That's the only thing I don't need.
Oh, you got another one. You get 2 more picks. 4 7th round picks.
I don't really need anything, so.
You traded for both of those. 4 7th round picks.
Yes.
Don't trade it for more draft picks than this. I'm trying to make this a short
No, that's
video.
next.
Remember that?
That's next. Oh, that one is next. What's your vote?
For round 6?
Yeah. Oh, but 2-7. I guess I'm gonna agree with that. So I have no more picks in this except.
Oh, I got 2 more.
Oh my gosh! The Giants and Bears have a ton of 7th round picks. I'm sorry. I got a linebacker,
Xavier
so you're-
Squarley out of Arkansas. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're done after this. Just, you gotta protect him. Just take the best available player. You gotta protect
He's
Jackson.
probably
Dart.
gonna be cut, but yeah.
No, 7th round picks aren't usually cut. All right, that's it for the draft.
I say we both did pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we both had a lot of picks. Let me just see
I
who had
think
more
just-
picks.
I think I did.
Bears, and take off that all teams. And now, let's see. No, I did. Seems like. Wow.
I think it's even actually.
I don't know. All right, and that's it. Next up, 2-minute
All right, that was a fun segment. Now we're on to 2-minute drill. So what we're going to be talking about now, we have to do, each of us will have 2 minutes, and we have to define and talk about from start week 1 to this Sunday, the NFL season, and we only have 2 minutes. This is probably going to be our biggest challenge yet. We have 2 minutes, each of us. And there's a chance we don't even get to the Super Bowl here. So this is hard. This is really hard.
Peter, you can go first. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
So it started off with spitting. Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott after the first play of the NFL game, of the first season. Of the first game of the NFL season. This is hard. Then went on. Bears lost week 1, so same for week 2. And the Colts were cruising at about mid-season. And then it all fell apart for them, as well as some other teams that were falling apart. The Commanders didn't make the playoffs. Same for Rams. And same for Ravens, whatever, and same for the Chiefs. And it was a crazy season. Bills didn't make it far in the playoffs. And then we got all there to the playoffs. Bears cruising with their good, better, best. And they end up getting out. And after many heart attacks and many crazy finishes, they get out the divisional round after a crazy overtime thriller. Now we're into there's the Final Four. The Seahawks beat the Rams in a close game, and in a pretty bad game, the Patriots ended up beating Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos because of the injury to Denver Broncos QB Bo Nix breaking his foot. And then we go over to Super Bowl in dominating fashion. The Seahawks, in their new Legion of Boom defense, the dark side, destroy the Patriots 29-13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And anyways, got 20 seconds here. Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker III. MVP is Matthew Stafford. We'll talk about that more later. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and that's about it. Jaguars are a surprising team. Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep, I'm going to do mine a bit differently. What I'm going to do for mine is I'm just going to mention a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go week to week, but I'm just going to mention a lot of stuff.
Okay.
In Such I'm Younger, Peter agreed to 2 minutes.
What? Yeah,
and 1
stop.
second. Okay.
Yeah, right. You're not getting more time than me. We begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, a lot of teams that were expected to do good this season did not do good, including the Commanders, Ravens, Chiefs, and so on. And a lot of teams who people didn't think, in Lions, and a lot of teams who people didn't think were going to do good did really good. The Seahawks, the Rams, the Bears, maybe the Niners. Oh my gosh, the Jaguars. And this. There was a ton of crazy games and a lot of injuries this season to key players. Malik Neighbors, Patrick Mahomes. Shoot. Yeah, a lot of players like that. And then going into the playoffs, 14 teams remaining. The Bears beat the Packers. That was a crazy finish. The Bears had 7 game-winning games, and they were in 9 game-winning chances. And then second round of the playoffs, the Bears lost to the Rams. The Broncos barely beat the Bills. And the NFC Championship ended up being Seahawks, Rams versus Broncos, Patriots. Patriots won because Bo Nix got injured late in the year. And then Seahawks barely won to victory. And then the Super Bowl ended up being bad matchup. Seahawks their dark side was remarkable. Seahawks won. Super Bowl MVP was Kenneth Walker. MVP was Drake May. Offensive Player of the Year was JSN. Defensive Player of the Year was Myles Garrett. Coach of the Year was Mike Vrabel.
This segment. Next up, we are going to be talking about extras, just things we need to throw in there. We're going to be talking about the Hall of Fame, the awards, and Derek Carr. Derek Carr, you might be wondering, isn't he retired? Yes, but maybe not for long. And that's all next on the D'Agostino Bros podcast.
All right, welcome back here. And we're going to be talking about first the Hall of Fame class, the greatest honor in football you can have. And starting off, Drew Brees, well deserved. First ballot. Now another first ballot, Larry Fitzgerald, top 3 best wide receivers, top 5 maybe, I don't know. One of the best wide receivers in NFL history.
My opinion, third.
Okay, who do you have second? We all know first.
Randy Moss.
Okay, it's not, I don't know. Alright, now anyways, another first ballot. Well, I'm pretty sure all these were first ballot except the last one. Luke Kuechly, very short career from 2012 to 2019, but he gets in because of that, how good he was. Now, next up, Adam Vinatieri, best kicker in NFL history. For some reason, not the best at every position get in, but we'll talk more on that later. First ballot, but this guy played in the NFL from 1996 to 2019. That's unbelievable. Actually, I think he's second ballot, that's what it's saying.
Yeah, he played in 2 decades.
And then a running back who's been waiting to get in, finally gets in, Roger Craig. The running back out of, who played for Niners, Raiders, Vikings. We really don't know much about him because he's before our age. But Leo, just your comments on this.
Yeah, I feel like
We'll talk about busts
obviously-
later. Just
what?
We'll talk about busts should have went in later.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with really all of them, except I feel like, Adam Vinatieri, he's a kicker, yeah. I feel like that's a questionable call. So I'm not sure. I think they should have added a 6th Hall of Famer. I think they should have actually had 7, and those 2 busts I'm going to talk about are Eli Manning, 3rd year not missing out,
Second year.
but this is an incredible player. How is he not in yet? And the best coach of all time, Bill Belichick, did not make it. He won 7 Super Bowls.
6.
6.
Actually, he won, I think it was 8, but 2
Oh,
of
yeah.
them were as assistant coach.
Okay.
So anyways, yeah, Eli Manning, okay, I'm going to justify right here. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. I just want to justify my reasons on why I don't think they got in. Bill Belichick is pretty obvious why a lot of people say he didn't get in. It's spygating. Deflategate was not his fault. Don't blame him for that. A lot of people are saying he needs to sit another year because of that actions. That was the same kind of way for Terrell Owens. For years, he didn't get in, even though he's one of the, I'd say, top 10 best wide receivers in NFL history. Although people a lot don't put him in that conversation, and he had the latest turn for the Hall of Fame in a few years because of the attitude, off-field issues, all that kind of stuff. But finally, they were like, okay, this guy is one of the best players in pro football history. He deserves to be put in. And I think that's what they're saying about Bill Belichick. I mean, also, it's voted by media members. I was watching something the other day, and they were saying he wasn't Mr. Friendly Guy with the media. The media kind of hated him. He hated the media. It's voted. The media votes. Like, it's mainly people, Pro Football Hall of Famers who are not media people, media people who know a lot about pro football. They are the voters. So if they have if they have a really bad relationship with him, they're not going to put him in. Eli Manning, I do think he should have got in. I do think he will get in next year. I do think he will get in eventually. The one thing that's concerning to me is he's 500 as a starter. I know he played for the Giants, not the greatest franchise ever. He did win 2 Super Bowls, stuff like that. But he's 500. I don't know the exact number of games. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, he's 292 wins, 292 losses.
In like 3
Absolutely.
ties, I think, right?
I don't think so, no. But anyways, that's not Pro Football Hall of Fame level. You gotta expect them. Sure, players have bad seasons. Look at Lamar Jackson. Look at his team. But as a starting QB, 500 is not great. But overall, I could even say Robert Kraft. It didn't help what happened this weekend to him getting in, but I do think he should have went in too. I get it. Owners, not sure if they should or not. But he drafted Brady. He hired Belichick. He helped make right decisions and lead this team to 10 Super Bowl appearances, I think, with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of Super Bowls. I mean, he transformed a whole state around.
If he wouldn't have retired, it would have been 11.
Well, Robert Kraft isn't retired. Owners can get in.
Oh, yeah.
So he's still their owner.
Mhm.
Probably gonna be that for the rest of his life, but he's accomplished a lot with them. Leo, do you want to reveal MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year?
Yep. Defensive Player of the Year. Not that surprising. He had the sack record. Me. No, I'm kidding. Myles Garrett, defensive end for the Browns, definitely deserved it. They said it was unanimous votes, so all 50 of them voted for him. And Offensive Player of the Year, not that surprising either. Almost had 2,000 receiving yards. Almost. He was like 100 and something off. Great year. Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think heading into Super Bowl, I believe he had 1,813 yards. I believe. I do believe.
It's very specific.
And then MVP. We already said this in the 2-minute drill, but Matthew Stafford did win MVP. Him and Drake May, it was fighting between them. I believed this is who they were gonna pick, but I do feel like Drake May deserved it more.
Absolutely. And I heard it was like the closest race since who was it? In the 2000s, it was Brett Favre and someone else, where they actually tied. They tied and they had 2 MVP winners that year. That's weird. I actually learned just last year that's possible. Really weird. If anything, I think it would have been last year that could have been a triple way. Saquon, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Last year was a great MVP race. This year, not so much. Anyways, rest of the awards you can look up. I'm going to say Offensive Rookie of the Year, not surprising, Tetaroa McMillan. And defensive, I believe, is Carson Schwarzenegger.
Yep, it was.
Yeah. And then, moving on, Derek Carr. Final thing of the day. He, longtime quarterback for the Raiders, who then went to the Saints for a few years, wasn't great with the Saints, then retired last year. He's considering coming back out of retirement. The thing is, he said he's only coming back if it's for a Super Bowl contending team. Leah, what are your thoughts on that? Do you really think a team would try that?
Yeah, any team that is Super Bowl contender is not a Super Bowl contender if their quarterback's Derek Carr. That's what I'm gonna say. So it would either need to be he's a backup or he's a starter for one of these 2 teams. Are the only teams I would see him going to. The Vikings or the Pittsburgh Steelers. And both of those are not Super Bowl contenders. So I am 99% sure if Derek Carr comes back and he's a starter, they will not be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, and I think Derek Carr, to justify your point, in his prime, absolutely, he's a Super Bowl contending QB. He was just stuck with the Raiders. However, right now, he's 30-something years old. whatever he is, he wants to try and pull Phillip Rivers and go and lead his team to the playoffs and go and retire out on top and go. I mean, I don't know. I still don't know why Phillip Rivers came back. But anyways, that just pushes back his Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Candidacy. But it was. Yeah, I just think if you're Derek Carr, you've accomplished a lot in your career. I think you're fine. I mean, you've had a year out of sports. A lot's happened. It's not like you're going to come back to the Saints or Raiders. Their QBs are probably going to be Tyler Shuck and Fernando Mendoza. So it's not like you're going to go back to one of your teams. You're just going to do something else. Yeah.
It's not like if you have like one great year, you could prove to be a Hall of Famer. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. Very unlikely.
I'd say he quite possibly could be. Not first ballot, but Leo, we weren't huge football fans when he was in his prime. Remember that?
Yeah. He was a really good quarterback. I just don't see him joining the 382 people in the Hall of Fame.
But yeah, it was. I think he's had a great career, and just time to just let it go. It's fine. I think that about wraps up this show, right?
Yep.
All right. So don't know when we'll do another podcast. Maybe sometime next week. I don't know. Football's done, so we can do it more often. Next few weeks, we're going to have, like, a lot of stuff going on after school, but once that's done, should be able to do it once a week for sure. Maybe even sometimes twice. Yeah, especially once we get school done with, or during spring break or something like that. 2-3 times a week, honestly.
Well, not spring break. Spring break, we're going to vacation.
Shoot, forgot that. Okay.
Yeah, spring break, we're going to
vacation too.
And also spring break's only 1 week, so.
I know, but anyways, that about wraps up the show. Congrats to the Seattle Seahawks for winning their second Super Bowl. Second in the past 15 years, something like that. And we'll see you next time on the D'Agostino Rose podcast.
Okay, just
Thanks
one thing. It would have been their third Super Bowl in the past 15 years if they would have handed the ball off to Marshawn Lynch.
Alright, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the D'Agostino Rose podcast. Thanks for watching. Don't you dare interrupt me again, Leo.